Hello, Ms. Seastead's class of 2016. This is Ashley, Jessica, John, and Troy doing our environmental impact video on endangered species. A species is considered endangered if it is in danger of extinction throughout all or a large portion of its natural habitat.
Did you know that there are approximately 2,200 endangered species listed under the Endangered Species Act, and only 650 of them being outside the U.S.?
The U.S. works with the Fish and Wildlife Service to manage ESA-listed species.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service works with others to enhance, protect, and conserve fish, wildlife, plants, and their habitats for the continual benefit of the American people.
H is for habitat destruction. Construction like this can cause animals to be forced to relocate. And this relocation causes animals to adapt to their new environment. But some animals have the difficulty to adapting, which can cause to them to be endangered.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. I is for invasive species, like the honeysuckle. What's an invasive species, Troy?
An invasive species is a species that outcompetes the native population. Once here, they're practically impossible to get rid of.
P is for pollution. A species needs a specific environment, and pollution can alter this environment, like this tire, and a species will either have to adapt or die. This just came off the tire when we were taking it up to put in the trash or whatever, and it actually does leach chemicals.
P is for population. Too many individuals living in the same area can cause competition. An example of this is humans. Also, Seastead is the best environmental science teacher in the world.
C is for climate change.
This is a problem because too drastic of a climate change can cause adaptation or death.
O is for overexploitation. Is the human effect caused by overfishing and hunting of species. This continues, it disturbs the natural balance of the ecosystem. So, Vaughn, what do you know about tragedy of the commons?
I don't know a lot about that. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with nature.
You're right. But see, tragedy of the commons is when us humans overuse our resources for a temporary short-term gain. For example, look at all these different salmon and different other fishes. We don't need all the salmon, but yet we fish for it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The number one endangered species is plants. Plants become endangered from habitat destruction, which is either anthropogenic, like construction, or natural disasters, like forest fires. Some examples of endangered plants is blue-eyed grass, pondberry, and smooth purple cone flower. These plants can even be found on the roadside.
Alright, hey, what do y'all know about elephants?
Oh my God, he's close.
You're right.
I can't hear you, John.
Did you know that they are endangered? Do you know they're endangered? I'm so bad.
Do you know what endangered means? What does it mean? It means what? That you die?
This is the African elephant. Its population in the 1960s was over 10 million, but now it's 600,000.
Why is that, Jessica?
The African elephants are on the Endangered Species Act, and it's due to the selling of their ivory from their tusks. And so now they're protected under the CITES Act, which bans ivory.
And
From being
African
sold.
elephants take dust baths.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, you can look at it now.
Sweet. This is the western lowland ram.
And it's an endangered species protected under the Endangered Species Act, and it is also protected under CITES. What is CITES, Troy?
Well, CITES is international legislation that controls the exploitation of endangered species and bans the hunting, selling, and capturing of endangered species like the gorilla over here.
And then for this gorilla, they usually hunt it for its head and its hands. So now that's in Riverbank Zoo, it's protected.
What can you tell us about endangered species?
It depends on the species you're talking about because different animals face different threats. But the main threats that all endangered species face are habitat destruction, illegal hunting, buying and trading of products that are made from wild animals, There's also the pet trade, and there's also, with the gorillas in particular, there's the threat of diseases like Ebola.
This is the African lion. What's your take on this, Jessica?
They're on the endangered species list due to sport hunting. And then what were the statistics on it, Troy?
50% of their population has increased in the past 22 years.
And then there's only 40,000 left in the wilderness.
It's really quite amazing.
Look at
That's 1 in 40,000.
behind us is the Komodo dragon. They're endangered as well. Fun fact: the females can breed by themselves, and they're also the world's largest lizard. Yeah. You know why they're endangered, Jessica?
Yeah, even though the females can breed by themselves, a lot of hunters, they poach their eggs, and it's also due to natural disasters.
This is the Bird Conservation Center. This building contains 35 specially constructed individual apiaries. Yeah, none of them are on public display. This is the Bird Conservation Center at the zoo, and it is used to help endangered species of birds.
Let me think. What
barely touched it.
Really?
Elephants.
Oh,
Right,
elephants.
you
Yes,
said
of course. Elephants. There you go. Very endangered.
Tigers.
Yes. As a matter of
What
fact.
causes them to be endangered?
Oh my. People killing them in the wild. We've only got about, for tigers, there are only about 3,000 left in the wild. Yeah, and about 4,500 in captivity. Yeah, so we're trying to rebuild it. We like to do anything we can.
So what is this behind you?
Oh, this is the American alligator. It's actually a keystone species in Florida?
Why is it a
I think you're right,
keystone
Troy.
species?
Because when it's ready to lay its eggs, it builds big holes underneath the ground to lay its eggs. After the eggs hatch, those holes are then used for protection for other animals.
What do you think has caused them to become endangered?
Mainly habitat destruction.
And invasive species such as the python.
What about all the hunters? What do you think an endangered species is?
Animals that are going, like, dying.
They're animals that in the future they see them as going extinct. And then which species do you think is the most endangered?
By
Tigers.
It's actually plants.
Plants.
Yeah. And then science rules.
Hey, didn't see you there. Hey, Miss Seastead's environmental science class. This is a Galapagos tortoise. The pioneers used to ride these babies for miles.
Jimmy, you were right.
There's a tire and it's damming up the water and collecting nutrients. Yes. Troy doing Ashley's hair.
You're looking fabulous, girl. I got you.
Tell her, Troy, tell her.
Yes.
Thank you.
Work it.
It just fell out, bruh. My weave just fell out. You better come fix this thing.
What happened, girl?
Get this flower back up in my hair.
Hey, buddy, you're right.
Alright, we got AP Environmental Science 2K16 with John Kemp for photo creds.
Dad.